Today, I've been a student. And today, our GatherVerse was well.
Hello and welcome to GatherVerse Summit 2026, day one. What an amazing round table for Christopher. But we've got the one and only James with us. Welcome, James. Great to see you here. Please tell people who you are, James, and we'll get into the Fireside Chat for today, where we're going to be talking about what we are doing to our attention. Over to you, James.
Awesome. Great to see you and whoever is watching, whether now and recorded. Thank you. I'm James Welniak. Great to be here. I think this is maybe my fifth or sixth time. Really grateful to be here, Russell, with you and really with the audience to talk about the focus and attention really around the world, especially with AI. So I'm James Welniak, and I'm the Director of Mindfulness and Focus with CUP Advisory. And I'm really excited to be here to really teach you a little bit about the nervous system and how focus and attention really needs to be front and center in our conversations with technology these days.
I completely agree with you, James. And you think about today, just the short attention span of what a lot of people have. So my question to you, James, is how was the relationship between attention and identity changed in the digital world over the last? Well, I mean, the digital world is always on, right? So how has it changed over the last, let's say, 5-10 years to even now?
That's a powerful question, and we have to look at history. So,
okay,
Russell, for most of human history, our focus and attention was something that we chose. So we the people decided where it went. It went to people like to you and I having this conversation. Technology, yes. AI, yes. But still our choice. We're choosing to talk to each other. We also choose to put our attention to work and also to, most importantly, to rest. But today, our focus and our attention isn't our own. And it's not our choice anymore because it's being constantly pulled. It's being pulled by screens, by information, Russell, that is specifically designed by very smart people and even AI to attract you and even distract you. And when that happens, Russell, often enough, frequently enough, it wears you down. It wears you down, and it specifically wears down your nervous system. And it erodes your health. And I say this because I've done a lot of research, psychology, physiology, especially neuroscience. I just got my neuroscience coaching license, and this has been such an eye-opening experience in researching this, but also, and you know this, my lived experience. And what I want to tell you, Russell, is that when you don't know where your attention is going, where your focus is going. Something else is deciding for you. And here's the here's the killer question, or the riddle of our age, because there's no easy answer. Is it real or is it artificial? And how is it affecting me? Because when you stop living, and this is what happened, when you talk about lived experience. So this is what happened, to me over the course of several years. And it was before COVID, and it started in 2016. And it was a time, man, where my life was rocking. I thought I was unstoppable. And I see a lot of young people, and it breaks my heart because I didn't have.
Sorry, just to jump in,
Yeah.
James. Sorry, we're having issues with your microphone. I don't know if you're scraping your arm on it or something like that, or we like it kind of like feels like something's just like scraping the microphone, like kind of like that all the time.
No.
wanted
Okay. Is that better? I might have been.
That's a lot better. Yes. Whatever you
I'm
did
not
there,
sure.
fantastic. Double thumbs up on that. So, James, please continue, because I want to continue hearing what you're saying, but also like we want to hear you loud and clear as well at the same time.
Oh, sir, I didn't really. Again, this is focus and this distraction. But this is just the state of the world that we live in, right? And so when your focus and your attention is constantly being distracted, you have to think about the effect of the nervous system. Because I use this number 23 minutes. So on average, according to my research, the average human it takes to get narrow focused on a single thing. We think as humans that we can just do multiple things, and we are conditioned to be productive because that makes us feel great. That makes us feel really, really happy. But when you have 23 minutes, and in it, that takes time and intention to focus. And when your attention is being yanked, and it's not on your kids, it's not on your dog, it's not on the things that are around you, you have to ask yourself, what's driving you? Why? And when you're fighting with this, when you're fighting with your attention, you're fighting with your focus, that's the pull on your nervous system. That's the gut in your stomach. That's the, leave me alone. Gosh, why can't I find this email? That is that rip-roaring fear inside of your gut. That is just, and then when that happens, man, over and over and over, you think you're young, but I'll share this lovely picture of me. This is what happens. This is what happens. And here's the thing, and I'll confess, as an advisor, I'm an open book. And so when I was younger, I still have ADD. So I'm hyperactive, high energy, and I thought I could do everything, Russell. I thought I could do everything. And I could multitask, and I could, have my laptop and my phone and my iPad and my Kindle. And you think you can just jump from one screen to another, to another, to another task. But the reality is that when you are focused, we are humans, we are not machines. Our minds don't work that fast. It's not a failure. It's not a insecurity. It's a fact. It's a fact.
I really have an important question for you, James, because we think about, like, when we talk about like TikTok brains, when we talk about a very short attention span, and like how you're saying, right, you choose where your attention goes, etc. In the age of AI, right, our attention is being taken to the AI, right, in terms of the interactions with AI. So my question to you, James, is how do we, within the age of AI, how do we select to have our attention to go to the right places? What I mean by that is, should we specifically choose when we use AI, right? Is that one way we could do it? Or like, how do we have control over how we have our attention within the age of AI? Because everyone's just always all the time switching from one AI to another AI, or etc., or constantly prompting and going backwards and forwards. So what is your kind of like, when we're talking about attention in particular, how does that coordinate with AI?
I love that. And how I'll organize this is really, really simple into two buckets: real and artificial.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, when we talk about AI, and I've been around a long time, I was back when push cards. So AI to me is just technology. It's just information. It's rendered in a organic way. And so when you look at something that's real versus artificial, anything that's artificial in my world, because there's no right or wrong. So I will pause. I will take intentional pauses. And sometimes it could be minutes, and sometimes it could be 24 hours. Because the thing is that whether it's an email or whether it's a phone call, whether it's anything that's outside of you, but if it's my husband or my dog or my neighbor or my coworker or my client, that takes priority because that's right by me. That's what I consider
Correct.
real. And then when you talk about artificial, whether you call it AI, I call it artificial information. Is it how is this information affecting my nervous system, which is my mood, my spirit? How does it making me feel? Am I afraid of it? Is it some news alert? And so you have to teach yourself intention and action and awareness, because when you have awareness, Russell, of what's real and what's not, and it's going to get really hard. I get these robocalls every day. Every day. And listen, I advise, and this is an great example, right? I get them every day. And so I advise my clients, it's gotten so bad. And if you have any kind of neurodivergency or you're prone to losing focus and attention, I have everything shut off now. I have to. But then what I do is that in the morning, I have my routine. I check my emails, I check my phone, I check my messages, and I have my notebook. And then at midday, checkpoint. And then at night, checkpoint, because that eases my fear. It gets me into a cycle. It gets me out of this zone. And I'm able to create new mindful practices that I feel I have control over my attention. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yes. And I think it's important that, you are living in the real world and also, interacting with the artificial world, as you like to call it, right? Because the thing is what happens is people lose touch of the real world, so to speak, because they're always on their phones, they're always on the computers, etc. And it's important to have that dynamic of being A, off the digital world, and then B, being on the digital world or being with AI. So anyway, James, we have run out of time, but what I want to do is just, for the last kind of minute, just tell people, where they can find you, how can they interact with you? Is it LinkedIn? Where's the best place that they can go to support you and what you're doing, or even for you to advise them, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, my outreach right now is on LinkedIn. And so that's my presence. I don't use Instagram. It's just a personal choice. I have an account, but that's also part of my routine because that was part of the addiction, was social media. And so I'm LinkedIn. So you can find me on LinkedIn. You can hear about me on LinkedIn as well. That's really my forum at this point to kind of get the nervous system message out.
Thank you so much, James, for joining us, and everyone go on check out James on LinkedIn. Up next, we got a next roundtable discussion coming up, which is human values, carrying them through accelerating change. And I wanted to just say thank you so much, James, for joining us.
Thank you, Russell.
And our Gather was well. Over to you, GatherVerse team.